Namaste. Today we examine the novel concept of a holistic organization structure. But first, what is meant by the phrase organization structure? Now, the term structure refers to the mutual relationships that exist between the components of any organized entity. The structure of an organization is a method of dividing and coordinating its collective activities. Thus, the organization structure is designed to clarify who is to do what and which person is responsible for what results and outcomes. So, what is a holistic organization structure? Now, everything in the universe is whole and complete by itself, but is simultaneously also a part of a larger and greater whole. In other words, reality is characterized by a nested structure that holds true for all its forms, including organizations. For instance, a shop floor employee is a part of the assembly department, which is integrated into the manufacturing function that combines with marketing, finance, and other business functions in order to make up a corporate enterprise. Now, all organized work is seen to fall into a natural hierarchy that is characterized by 7 layers. Accordingly, a holistic organizational structure comprises of 7 levels of progressively increasing work complexity. These are configured as a ladder of accountability. The organizational roles at its ascending levels are responsible for solving problems of growing complexity. The question now arises, what are the 7 accountability levels in a holistic structure? And what are their respective mandates? Now, the basic building block of every organization is the individual contributor, who is responsible for task completion. The performance ideal of individual contributors is to accomplish their mandates with excellence. The next higher level is that of the project, department, or section. This represents a group of individual contributors who work harmoniously together under a supervisor or team leader. The supervisor is responsible for the synchronization of efforts of the individual contributors. The third stratum is that of the functional area or the geographical region. Its work is handled and coordinated by a manager. Optimization of operations is the chief responsibility of the manager. The roles of the individual contributor, supervisor, and manager are largely operational in nature. They involve the assumption of accountability for existing resources. Moving on to the strategic domain, the division or business unit represents the 4th rung of the accountability hierarchy. The division is usually an operationally distinct entity that is allowed considerable operational autonomy. It works under the guidance of an executive who constantly facilitates innovation in order to secure results at the business unit level. At the 5th rung is the organization itself, which is often a set of business units that come together to form an integrated whole. The overall responsibility for the organization is entrusted to a leader or the chief executive officer who integrates all the constituent units together into a cohesive and a sustainable whole. The mandate of the leader is the transformation of the enterprise at regular intervals so as to make it future ready. Now, several organizations are often grouped together into a conglomerate or a transnational entity that works under the guidance of a supervisory board or a governing council. Its members are directors who occupy the sixth level in the hierarchy. They exercise oversight and also engage in executive development through mentorship. Finally, there is a chairperson at the seventh or the apex level of the accountability hierarchy. The chairman is the chief architect of the institutional value system and is responsible for corporate governance. The chairperson also champions the welfare of all the stakeholders of the organization, such that the world becomes a better place to live in. So these are the contours of a holistically structured organization. Thank you for your time and attention.